Yo! What's happening, everybody? We're back with another episode of Too Much Fantasy Football. It's Brian and Brennen here to talk about fixing the East. How you doing today, man?
Doing pretty good, just getting excited. Combine's coming up, finding out more and more about guys who are going to be tagged or let go. So everyone, like you and I, get to speculate.
Unfortunately, we won't have boots on the ground this year at the Combine. Both going to have to miss it, unfortunately. But that's okay, folks. It just means we'll be right around here dumping all sorts of knowledge, just little pearls of wisdom all over the place. Somebody who's dropping a little wisdom on us, Mike Evans, coming out and letting us know he's coming back. One more season. I mean, tons of speculation. Is he staying? Is he going? I think I personally, I'd love to see him go. But let's clear up that wide receiver room there in Tampa. Let's see Buffalo add some old vet.
I was like, man, like where could he go that's like actually beneficial for him? That's gonna make him still like one more ride for fantasy relevance. Like
Kansas City needs wide receiver help, evidently.
oh God, I'm like you say, like honestly, like we're always gonna say the same teams, like the Ravens. They always love old vets.
Busted.
Yeah, I don't get it. I generally don't know where he would go because he's going to go there thinking he's not the one, but probably like the two, and really he's the three. I just don't know what to do.
I've heard speculation about Houston. He is from Texas. I know he's got a house there in Houston. So that one actually would. I mean, honestly, you got Jaden Higgins, Nico Collins, and Mike Evans just out there, just these towering
Jesus
beings.
Christ.
We just go play jump ball. Like, you could go do that for three. I mean, CJ Stroud can complete jump balls. Maybe.
There'd be no excuses in for Stroud other than like they didn't do anything for the O-line. But yeah, if he decided to go there, that'd be actually no, I don't know if he went to Houston, where are you still drafting? Like he's past like the hundreds. He's like what, like your last round pick, basically.
Wait, Mike Evans?
Yeah.
No, he wouldn't be taking not in the last round. Like you'd be taking him as like a wide receiver 3.
All right, like
I'm not saying
10th, 11th round.
You.
Yeah,
it'd be somewhere in there. Right around the double digits. But there's going to be some hype no matter where he goes. There's going to be little hives of excitement, and I don't think that it's not possible. Are the days of the 1,000-yard season possibly gone? Probably. Are the 10 touchdown seasons? I think those could be here to stay.
I agree with the double-digit touchdowns. I guess, like, is he my response kind of already answered it. Like, I think he's just a name now. I don't view him as like
kind of like Odell over the last. Maybe not. That's a little insulting. I was going to say Odell over the last few seasons, but like D-Hop, not the last 2 seasons, but the few seasons prior to that, where you had a little bit of. God, this is depressing talking about. Mike Evans could be done.
Yep.
Somebody else could be done. Tyreek Hill was cut from Miami. I mean, all the speculation in the world sending him to back to Kansas City, but who knows where this guy could possibly be.
That'd be just so weird because it's like he's coming off a gruesome injury. I think Travis Kelce's coming back for one more year. I think that's what it sounds like, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Gross.
He just alleviated like $45 million in cap space for them too with his contract. So like clearly they're going to try to spend some money this offseason because I don't think they have, like I was telling you before, I think there's not enough draft they could do for this draft for all their picks to help them fix. They need to spend. So
yeah, they're not just a draft away. They would need some extra picks, and that's not where they're sitting right now. So
yeah,
I agree with that. Last little bit of news we have here before we get into fixing the East. It's the Colts. We've got quite a bit happening here. Franchise tag, it looks like it will be placed on Alec Pierce. That is pending they get the deal done with Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones will be the one that gets tagged if they don't get that done. But DJ should be there to get re-signed here in the coming days. We're waiting for that. Alec Pierce being tagged, and that kind of means there's a one-man out there. Anthony Richardson should be traded off at some point. $10 million for this season. The Colts could definitely use that cap space, getting rid of him. Clearly, he's not going to be a part of the future for us, unfortunately.
I don't know where he's going to be a future anywhere.
Minnesota?
I mean, they were willing to give up 4 first-rounders and Danielle Hunter for him, so maybe there's something they could do that. But, man, imagine J.J. McCarthy and Anthony Richardson in the same.
If you put them together, you might be able to actually make a nice quarterback there.
You might.
Yeah, interesting stuff. Colts, there so much is going to I rely on Daniel Jones in the recovery. How is he back for week 1? What does this recovery process look for him? Is he still what we got in the first 8-9 weeks from him, or is it going to be what we had in the back half? Despite, folks, he tore his Achilles. He also had a broken leg, so I feel like that kind of gets fallen under the radar a little bit. The broken leg.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be out there week 1. It's what everyone kind of made it sound like. The recovery timelines have kind of pushed up on Achilles, so I would be kind of shocked if he's not there week 1. But again, it's gonna be Daniel Jones, and then if not Riley Leonard, it's gonna start week 1. So
nice. You got any more news?
I think that's it, because we're gonna talk about the rest of the people.
Yeah, we'll touch on a little bit more, like you said. Yeah, through the teams.
Oh,
so let's go.
Rashee Rice is.
I alluded to it, but we didn't actually stomp on that.
Yeah, not good.
Okay, folks. Very early. We're recording this day of that the news is coming out. I guess there is going to be a police report coming out. His longtime partner / ex-girlfriend, baby mama, whatever the title there rings on her. I guess there's been a little beef between them. Don't want to undersell it. Because stuff looks bad. But yeah, regardless, the Chiefs could be in the market for a wide. We've talked about, do they take Jeremiah Love with this first pick there in the top 10? It might be a wide receiver. It might be a wide receiver here. Yeah,
that's. Do you think he's suspended now, right? Like,
I kind of want him to be. Just for as selfishly as fantasy players, just so we don't have to worry about the headache. And 2, like, dude, you're kind of a dick. Like walks like a duck, quacks like a duck kind of a situation. Like, this isn't just your first offense. This isn't a light offense, and we were seeing other issues with you. So, like, I don't want to slap a ban like, oh, just get him out of the league. He's done whatever. If he is, it's whatever. But like, it's just, I'm tired of talking about it. Tired of getting excited for him to be hopeful for the Patriots or for the Chiefs.
Yeah, it's a domestic abuse report, and it's gonna be civil. So I don't know what the NFL does with those. I know they do their own third party investigation into it. Again, it's way too early. I'm under the assumption he is going to be suspended.
Who knows? We'll see. He still has jail time that he has to account for. What is like a month of jail time he has to do over the next?
Yeah,
he has to 4 years
go.
Now.
Yeah, like basically just on a Saturday from like clocking in, basically.
Yeah, picks up lunch and then goes in there, clocks in for a few hours.
Yeah, because I think you can leave whenever you want, or so. I don't know how that works exactly. I just know you can go for like whenever you choose, as long as you do it in a certain time frame. Yeah,
it's absolutely bonkers stuff. Regardless, it's rough. Chiefs haven't been great at drafting wide receivers, and the one they did draft well, he's got off the field issues. We've seen Sky Moore didn't work out. We saw Mecole Hardman didn't work out. Xavier Worthy.
But there's been no like real connection for Mahomes to all these ever since he's been drafted. There's not been one besides Rashee Rice that's worked out.
And he doesn't even have a deep ball. So like, is there truly a connection, or is it just because he's tossing it over the line?
Yeah,
it sucks. All right, let's go to our AFC champions. Let's get out of the.
There's one more though. To be fair, we missed it too. Travis Hunter is going to be a full-time defensive back and a part-time receiver.
Yeah, I didn't want to rub it in, but. Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, this one, folks, we're going to need more information. We're going to have to see how they act during free agency. Does Parker Washington come back? How's the draft look? But. Yeah, I can see him just being a nuisance for fantasy football.
I drafted him in like 2 dynasty leagues. I fell to my knees out of my local Walmart when I saw the news. So
luckily, I only have him in 1, but like my team is absolute dog shit. So I just took another year of rebuilding.
Yeah, seriously, that's what I said to myself. I was like, well, I gambled and took him, so this is what I get. So
I took him at I think it was either 106 or 107. So like at that point, it was worth the gamble because I was a rebuilding team, but it's just one of those like, swing and a miss there on a great class.
Yep.
Oh, gross. All right, so our AFC champions, we're going to start with the Patriots here. Lots of fixing to do here. This team, they did well. They played their hearts out. They got all the way to the big dance, but their holes were shown. They weren't standing up there as like a nice strong cheese, a nice Gouda. It was Swiss. There was holes all over the place. So we have to fill those holes. And I feel like it's got to start at the wide receiver position.
Yeah, you and I both discussed like, you paid Stephon Diggs because Drake May's on that rookie deal. It makes sense. Like you overpaid him. It got you to the Super Bowl, like however you want to put it. They still got there. So I do think like Kyle Williams, it's nice. Keishon Booty, it's again 6th-round pick. He's very much performed being a 6th-round pick. They need to make a splash though. They need to go and get somebody pair him with May for his career, or at least for just something of a determinant of time. And I just don't know what that is though.
Yeah, I obviously like the biggest splash. I think the talk would be, of course, making a trade in AJ Brown, a T Higgins, something like that. Brandon Ayuk is going to be hitting free agency, so that would be a big name going that direction. So I think that's the way you would go the biggest, and that's where I think they should swing. You have the money, you have the capital to do it, you have the talent. You've seen that this team can make it there. You just need something to help push you over the edge because Ramondre Stevens cannot be everything of this team. Outside of course of Drake May, but like Ramondre Stevenson can't be the feature skill player on this team.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And like obviously everyone keeps alluding to AJ Brown. One that involves a man that I think is the best GM in the league to trade away somebody who he probably values somewhere like a top 10 wide receiver and is not going to give him up for cheap. I'm trying to think of a name that's just like, all right, it works. It makes sense. I'm gonna throw a name out there. If Michael Pittman gets cut, I can see the Patriots kind of going after him.
That one's great. Honestly, I'd love to see a trade for Michael Pittman, even if we only get like a 4 or 5 swap, something like that. But just don't let my man just walk there for nothing. DJ Moore would be interesting as well.
DJ Moore makes sense too. Yeah,
if that one gets slid. But I think Pittman plugs in easily. If they don't want to lose out on draft capital to trade for the T Higgins or the AJ Brown, they could cheaply acquire Pittman. And I think Pittman digs the boom ability of Booty and Kyle Williams. I think it looks a lot better at that point, especially if we address the tight end position as well.
Yeah, I think I'm over the Hunter Henry, Austin Hooper experiment. Like,
Please.
It works. It works. Because I think McDaniel makes it work, but I think you can go get a guy that still is young and you can pair him, with May for a little bit. I think it's David Njoku makes a ton of sense here.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Like, you can make it work with Hunter Henry. That's cool. That's awesome. You can also make it do with the David Njoku's. Dallas Goedert's going to be walking as well. There's a lot of big names. Kyle Pitts might possibly. At the time of this recording, he has not been franchise tagged. So, offensive line I think would be the next approach you need to do after this the tight end approach.
I just don't see how Will Campbell magically goes from allowing 15 quarterback pressures in the Super Bowl to, I don't know what, maybe 7, 8. I don't know, that really much of improvement. Like, he's a guard. Make him an elite guard and then go get the left tackle. Like, I get it. It's cool that coaches aren't going to give up on their guy and everything else like that. But like, I don't know what else you saw. He got manhandled by every top defensive end. I think like it was when he faced, what was it? He faced the guy from Cleveland, Myles Garrett, and he gave up like 3 sacks. It was like all I saw was just a stat line of just pure misery. Now, I heard he was injured. That may play into it. I'd say, man, you're being really risky running them out there, I feel like.
Yeah, like there were concerns of him pre-draft, preseason. There was a lot of concerns here. And yeah, it stinks if you have to realize, hey, I took a guard and took a guard overall at 4th. But hey, Quentin Nelson went 4th overall as well.
It's a great fucking pick. You argue with your mother all day long. Like,
I was going to say, typically it's not a smart pick, but sometimes it's the right pick. And, adding him to the offensive line, I don't think was a bad thing, but they need to address at least 3 other spots, if not 4. They also had a rookie guard there next to him. So regardless, they need to make sure that Drake May is protected. We don't need him developing the yips like CJ did.
Can't tell me Quentin Nelson ain't sexy. It's a sexy pick to me, so don't have to worry about that for quite some time. Is nice.
We'll make sure we at least pull out a Hall of Famer in this decade.
Quentin Nelson will be a Hall of Famer.
Probably only one for a while because Reggie's not getting in for whatever freaking reason.
I don't get that.
Let's go to the Bills. My smart ass comment firstly is fire your GM, but obviously that's not going to happen. So what else can we do to fix this team if we're keeping?
He's not the GM anymore though, right? He's the president of operations. Isn't that what he got a promotion for?
He got both. It was, hey, you're not great at one job, so we're gonna give you more responsibilities and see if that makes you better because that works often.
Yeah. It's tough. Like you and I sat here and were like, man, what can they really do? Like they're picking 23, 24.
26. No. They lost. Yeah, they lost before the what's jig. But yeah. Anyway,
It's something like
um,
that. So again, late 20s or early 20s pick, do you move up and go get one of these wide
26.
receivers? Yeah. Do you move up and go get one of these wide receivers? Like, is someone willing? Are you willing to trade for a B level receiver for your first round pick? Like, that's what it's going to come down to because you have no cap space. Your two offensive guards are going to be free agents and are going to get overpaid because the Raiders have a ton of cap, the Titans have a ton of cap. So you're going to be competing against those teams.
And this is a big defensive line draft. Teams are going to want to shore up these offensive lines before more of these monsters come into the league.
I really don't know what to do with the Bills. We want a number one wide receiver. You're really hoping that you take one, but then you need to protect Josh Allen and keep James Cook running because it was a great running offense. I'm very scared the Bills are going to be fighting for their lives this year for wins.
I think over the last 2, maybe even 3 seasons, we get glimpses throughout the season of watching the Bills, and we're like, are they done? Are they done? But like it's Josh Allen, so it's one of those like they always have a chance type of situation. But
Yeah,
sometimes they're rolling out a team that just doesn't look like what a Josh Allen team should be looking like. So I don't want to sit here and just fill up the same. Like I think a trade for T Higgins seems realistic. Something like the Bengals need help. They need help outside of just the wide receiver room. So I think that would be a great trade. I don't know if Old Bean is that aggressive. Michael Pittman, another option that would fall great here with Buffalo.
yeah. Bean's not that aggressive because the Dolphins wanted a first rounder for Waddle and he said no. So
Which was moronic. I think they win the Super Bowl had they had Waddle.
I think they get to the AFC Championship game for sure. Yeah, I like it's because you had Brandon Cooks as your number one wide receiver in the playoffs.
Waddle would have made that catch.
Yeah,
Waddle would have made that catch. Patch up the O line. We've talked about number one wide receiver, fire GM. It's really the big things they need to work on here. Defense,
yeah.
it's all right.
Mm-hmm.
Dolphins. Let's move on down there to South Beach. We kind of went back and forth as far as the quarterback situation. Honestly, I kind of liked it. End of the day, you said let's keep Tua here. That's fine. If we can trade Waddle, let's keep Tua here and just say this is a no-no space. We don't draft anybody for the Dolphins. We don't touch anybody. I know Achan's there, but we just ignore Miami this next year in fantasy.
I think the Dolphins are going to be the Browns this year for just least relevant fantasy football team. It's going to be tough. I don't think they cut to. I know you said that off the rip. It's just I think his dead cap is like something. I know, obviously, Russell Wilson. It has happened.
It's $100 million if they don't post June 1st.
It is so much goddamn money. That's why I said no. I can't see it happening. I think they stick it out with Tua. They don't put him in a position to succeed, though. I just, what are you really going to do? You just cut Bradley Chubb. You just cut Tyreek Hill. You cut Westbrook Akine, the Titans guy who had like 1 million touchdowns the season prior. I don't know what they do with this team.
It's gross. We know just about every year there's 2 to 4 teams that were like, I really don't want pieces. I might just want peace from this team, and I think this is going to be one of them. Hopefully we can get Waddle traded or Achan, one of the two. I'd love both, but I don't see both of them leaving. They need some sort of offense. But hopefully we're just left with Achan, and maybe we can get him as RB15, and we can get away with just volume.
What makes me inclined to think they could trade away Achan and Waddle, like that's somewhat believable, is because it's a new GM and he has no affiliation with these guys. They're not his guys. And again, we've seen new GMs come in and just cut bait on guys that we thought, oh, like he should definitely stay, but we've seen it before. So,
and this is a defensive head coach coming in here, and this is a guy that's already coming into here. I liked his opening statement or his opening presser, just the whole we're going to trust each other, we're going to go out there, we're going to work, just like the Dan Campbell feel, almost like how we're going to look at it. Hey, I'm going to roll out there a crap team, a crap roster on paper, but we're going to try our hardest, and we're going to win 2 more wins than Vegas says. Like that kind of energy. It's going to be bad, but it's going to be the grinding team way to do it, I guess.
Sounds great. Can't wait to see it.
It'll be bad.
Yeah.
Let's go to the Jets, speaking of bad.
Yeah. Speaking of worse,
Fucking Breece Hall's getting tagged, folks. It hasn't happened, but it looks like it's going to.
it's a smart thing to do. He's so good. He's very talented.
Smart for who?
Well,
The Jets? Cool.
the Jets, yes.
Don't
I
care
know.
about them. There are 31 other friends. I don't even think Jets fans care about the Jets at this point. Just let them go.
They've let go so many other guys. They let go Sauce. They let go Quentin Williams. They just feel
They
like that
got
juice
crap back, though. They got stuff back. And they'll get a third-round pick if they let Breece go.
Oh, that's right. They will. I think Breece stays. I think they does end up getting franchise tag. And you didn't like this one, but I do think Malik Willis is going to be a Jet.
Yeah, if I was a betting man right now, I've got him going down to the Dolphins, just following the Packers head coach, or the coach down there.
Mm-hmm.
I think he could kind of talk him into it. And, no income tax. Everybody loves that. But him coming to the Jets, I think it makes sense too, because it just looks like 2025 redone. It's another Justin Fields contract. This one's probably a 2-year, $60 million. Maybe if they play Malik $30 million a year, but I think it's going to be very something similar. We're going to be out of Malik Willis business next year.
I don't know, man. I didn't think he was that bad, but it's in the Jets, so that's what makes it worse.
That's what it is. I don't think I think he could go be a decent-ish starter. I think he could be a top 32, 36 quarterback, but it's the Jets. No hope.
Who's the offensive coordinator now? Who do they bring in? Because he fired defensive coordinator, which just makes no sense since you call the plays.
Frank Reich. They got Frank Reich. That's who it is. With AD Mitchell.
It's not bad. That's not bad.
I don't.
No,
AD
AD Mitchell wasn't a part of Frank Reich.
I couldn't remember. We've had Shane Steichen that long, huh?
Yeah, we had Shane Steichen for quite some time now.
Ooh, just like we had Frank for quite some time.
To be fair, Andrew Luck's best season was under Frank Reich. I mean, if you want to, so it's not a terrible hire. Yeah,
it'd be great if we had Andrew.
Don't remind me.
Yeah. Cool. Anything else with the Jets? I mean, day 3 wide receiver, I think, but I like the AD Mitchell Garrett Wilson combo. Stop with all of this top 10 wide receiver draft for the Jets. That's stupid.
Malik Willis. If Malik Willis goes to the Jets, I genuinely think that's. You say Dolphins. That would involve them cutting Tua. Where does Garrett Wilson go for you? Where does he rank? Where do you rank him now as wide receiver?
With Malik Willis?
Yeah, with Malik Willis.
Top 16.
Okay.
And he'd probably get ranked higher, but I like top 16 as far as where I want him for ADP. Just because I think he could finish in the top 12 with Malik Willis, but I think it would be a volatile top 12. Kind of like what we saw with him and Aaron Rodgers. You had five great weeks and 5 no weeks, and then just 5 weeks.
I can see that.
Anything else here with New York?
No, I think that's it.
Well, cool. Let's go to the other New York. Let's start at the bottom here with the NFC East.
Mm-hmm.
East, because we're doing the East, Brian. Yep. Let's start with the Giants here. New head coach. GM's been put in a back office with no windows. I think we got a decent situation here. We need to teach Dart to slide. That would be my biggest piece to all this. Dude, I get it. You're a badass. It's how you've always gotten it done. But there's a 30-year-old grown fucking man that's gonna knock you out, and you're not gonna be able. You're gonna have to wear Velcro shoes when you're 35, man. So let's slide.
I do agree. I think when Dart's on the field, it's better for everybody. Obviously, the backup is Jameis Winston, which that doesn't hurt anybody either, too. But it's just, I like Dart. I think Dart, he's top 10. He'll probably be top 10 in both of our rankings, if I'd imagine. Probably. Hard to not put him in there.
Points per game, definitely. Do I think he finishes the full season? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm going to start doing that. Points per game rankings. Because honestly, Justin Fields deserved to be a top 12 points per game quarterback last year. Not for the full season.
I don't know. He didn't. He only had the one good game against the Steelers, and then that was it. I feel like.
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember exactly.
It was bad. It was just bad because he had the concussions and all that. Yeah, but no, I think, again, Dart, if he learns how to slide, and who's the offensive coordinator for the Giants again? Who do they bring in?
Matt Nagy.
Matt Nagy. That's
not exactly excited.
Not the best thing. I don't think
Mitch Trubisky had that one good year with him, so maybe we get some magic.
Yeah, and I'm okay with it. So, I mean, the next one, I like Wan'Dale staying with the Giants. I think it's a good counterpart with Malik Neighbors.
I think he's a good number 2, but he's not good enough to take Malik Neighbors from the elite tier to just a great tier. Malik Neighbors. Yeah. If they take a wide receiver number 1 or in the first 10 picks, where I don't remember where they're at. I think 6. If they take a
Yeah.
wide receiver there, I don't want to see that. I don't want Malik Neighbors to be a 1A, 1B situation with some guy that turns out good. No, I want a 1 and I want a B. And Wandale can just, wide receiver 3 I play from time to time.
Imagine the crack pipe conspiracy theories of them drafting Jeremiah Love just to piss off everybody who owns Cam Scatterboo and Tyrone Tracy.
That's the fortunate thing. Cam Scatterboo's coming off a pretty big injury, but like they still have Tyrone Tracy, and we saw it work there. I imagine they're going to get another Devin Singletary. I imagine is going to move on. They're going to have some third back here, but I like the 1-2 punch of Scat and Tracy.
I agree.
And then just the O-line, beef it up. They've got some decent pieces there. Andrew Thomas definitely good. I just need to continue to put Jackson Dart in a safe spot.
He needs to put himself in a safe spot. He's the problem. He's the problem.
Yeah, that'll give him a lightsaber, so he just keeps people away. But like he just wants the battle, man.
Exactly.
Commanders.
I think. I said it before. I think Brandon Ayuk's going to come to be a commander.
This one's the
wanted
most
to play
fun.
with Jaden. So
let's be honest. This one's the most fun. Yeah, I know. We're going to probably say it for just about every one of these teams. Beef up the offensive line. Yada yada yada. Commanders. They've got holes at wide receiver, tight end, and running back. So let's go ahead and bring Ayuk. Like you said, they've got the familiarity playing together. Jaden Daniels and Brandon Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk needs a home, and they need a top end number 1. But we don't want them spending the draft capital to trade for the T. Higgins, the A.J. Browns. So this gives them that number 1 with it's cheat code number 1. It's great.
Well, because Terry's there, and I think Terry's a fine role with it.
So excited. I don't know why, but Terry is like already on my draft board as somebody I'm really excited to have for the season.
Oh, you're buying back in?
I'm buying back in. Yeah.
All right. I can see that. I think another guy they're going to bring in again. I think it's more so just the fact that like you have another 2 more years of expendable money with Jaden Daniels. I think you go and you made a mistake trading with Brian Robinson. I don't know why you did that in the first place. Go get Ken Walker. Go get the Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
Have him be the guy that you so desperately needed last year.
Yeah, Washington is 5th in cap space right now, $66 million. They've got some money to spend, like you said, the rookie contract with Jaden Daniels. I love Ken Walker. I was saying Ken Walker all through December going to the Commanders. Just I thought it was great, and then Charbonnet tears the ACL, and I was like, oh, there goes that one.
Yeah, they're not going to franchise tag him either, so they've already come out and said that. So,
which is wild because they either have
some other free agents. They got a lot of guys they got to pay. Defensive guys they need to pay. It makes sense.
But just under the sense of like, from everything I've heard, they're not filling the running back role necessarily through the draft. I wouldn't be confident in doing that.
I don't think they really. They never looked at the running back room as like a must need. That's not what they were there. That was not like what their offense relied on. So, who probably goes there? Like again, we're talking about him soon, but yeah, like Rico, somebody just kind of like a stopgap running back. Give him like high AV 1 year, and that's all you really need him for.
Tyler Algier, him and Charbonnet.
Makes sense.
It's a decent one. Honestly, I'd love to throw tight end in here too. Like if they went and spent some money, we've talked about the Njokus.
How could you hate him in the Senate? Yeah.
I was into him this coming year. I was like, look, this is the year. It's going to happen, and it didn't.
No.
I'm just expecting the heartbreak that they're going to replace him. Oh well.
All right, are you in or out on Luke McCaffrey?
I'm out.
Right.
I'm out.
Yeah, I'm out.
No excitement there.
Yeah.
Let's go to the Cowboys, team that brings much excitement on the offensive side. George Pickens, you will be tagged. It just makes sense.
I think he is. Yeah. They've already came out and said they're going to tag him. It sounds like it's easy. I think when they do that, though, it's Javonte's going to walk. I don't think they want to give him a lot of money. So they're probably going to, again, look for like a really, expendable option at running back, a stopgap, so to speak. And I think you and I both like Rico Dowdle coming back.
Yeah, that one makes a lot of sense here. There was some hype for Jaden Blue coming into this past season. He is not a guy that can carry the workload, kind of like a Woody Marks. He would have been a great complement back, a great pass catcher. Javonte Williams, he's a pretty decent pass catching back. So yeah, if you brought in a big thumper, a big running guy, Jaden Blue, I think would be a great piece, and you wouldn't have to spend a lot. It'd be a very cheap running back room.
I don't know if Jaden Blue's on the team next year, dude. Like he was
I
like,
see that too. Because Deuce Vaughn, they already moved away from him too, didn't they?
yep,
It's Hoffa.
yes. It was like a
Hoffa's the other guy.
yeah, the 6th-round pick they had.
Yeah, it is weird. There's a lot of running backs going to be open. And then defense, unfortunately, we're fixing the team, not making it great for fantasy. So they got to fix the defense some. Which running defense isn't bad. It's not bad.
No, because they made the trade for Quentin Williams, which helped fix it. So that's where they're at. The Cowboys are going to be interesting again because Jerry Jones just does what he wants. I feel like.
Yeah, I've heard rumors of them trading up in the first round. So like, they have 2 second-round picks this year.
I don't know what they would get though. I mean, probably be some dude that's just not going to pan out. Probably
it's a big defensive draft. Hey, I mean, then again, they were the ones that pulled the Michael Parsons trigger. They went and got CeeDee Lamb when nobody else wanted him at that time. Like in the draft. So
I know. No, I'm not hating the Cowboys. I hope they fix it.
That's what's crazy is Jerry Jones would absolutely just browns this team, but like he's hit it just enough on a handful of these to keep it rolling. Dak for one. All right, let's go. Our last team here, the NFC East champions, the Philadelphia Eagles. First team to repeat this in 21 years, I think was the stat.
Yeah.
They need to work on that offensive line. Their legendary offensive line coach stepped away, retired. Whatever's going on behind the closed doors, but either way, Lane Johnson could be done. Lots of issues here with this offensive line.
Yeah, Landon Dickerson. He's healed up, I think, something like that. Yeah, they definitely need to do something about this O-line. Again, like the best thing about the Eagles is that they have, in my opinion, one of the best GMs who does well typically drafting or trading for anything. So they're in a good spot with wherever they decide to build. But I think he does let Goddard walk. I think Goddard's going to get a nice little payday somewhere, and they'll probably take one of the more higher upside tight ends in this draft class.
Yeah, this is another draft class that should give us a decent amount of tight ends, or at least some hope at tight end. One of the biggest ones, Sadiq, coming out of Oregon. I actually think that this
physical freak.
I think this fits really well for that. We're talking about beefing up the offensive line. That's what he does well. He may not be the most athletic. Yeah, notice he said physical freak, not necessarily athletic freak. So this isn't a Harold Fannin as far as like what he does going out there, but this is a guy he's a George Kittle. He does it all. He'll go out there and block, and then he'll go out there and
buffer George Kittle.
Yeah,
he much buffer George Kittle.
I guess just trying to fit the.
I know. I see what you're saying. Yeah,
it works well in just the sense that I think that would be a great fit for the Eagles. Fantasy, I think we'd have to temper expectations a little bit because he's not going to go Dallas Goedert 10 touchdowns this year. But just as far as overall the team build, I think that would be more
because they did fire Kevin Patula, which they replaced with Sean Mannion, and everyone just alleviated to his old playing tapes. A quarterback was like, this is how he's going to run the offense. And it's just him throwing like meatballs over the middle and their wide receivers dying. So I'm just like, oh, well, this is much better.
Did you see Patullo got a job down with Miami?
Yes, he's a passing game coordinator. Yeah, dude, I would love to have a job. It just sounds like
Shane Waldron got another job. The wide receiver killer. You got another job recently. Dude for Gase.
Adam Gase. Yes, I saw
has
that.
A job. Like the amount
of
mediocrity that is floating around. Oh my god, it's horrible.
They just recycle just trash.
All you got to do is get one job. It seems like, and you'll just get recycled through all sorts of them.
I'm just so jealous because it's like. Mm-hmm. I genuinely think somebody off the streets could just be a little bit better.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. And that could be me. If my dad was did something and went out there and coach. I could be an NFL coach right now. But because my dad isn't one, I can't be one.
Way to go.
It's stupid. Yeah, it's his fault. It's his fault, folks. But the good news is, folks, that means you're stuck with us. And not a lot, not a little bit, but just too much. That's what we do here. Brennen, what else you got for the people?
Fire Nick Sirianni, and that's it for the Eagles.
Fire that SOB. Get him out of there. We're done with that. Just like we're done with this episode. Shutting it down. We're getting out of here, folks. We fixed the AFC and the NFC East properly. Super Bowl's done. We've got that one. We're going to be doing the West coming up next. Brennen, where can the people find you if they're looking for more of you?
You can find me next at Too Much B Milk.
That's right. You find him here, Too Much Fantasy Football, folks, where you're liking, subscribing if you're on YouTube, or if you're on the podcast side, Apple, reviews, something like that. Help us out. Later.
Deuces.